Hi, and good early afternoon for you, Federico.
Hi, Simon. Hi.
We are experiencing everything in technology here today. So we've had right now it's a national. We got a message of a national power outage. So
Oh,
it's not
really?
just us right now. And I still have some power left in my laptop. So hopefully we will manage with this. Uh, kindly take your. Do we even have Bonnie anywhere? No. So take your 15 minutes, please.
Yeah.
Then I will
Is
wrap.
is everyone else now joined this room? Because I was also in the other room before. So
Exactly. I
yeah.
hope most people have come with
Yeah.
us for the
Okay.
ending here. So
Okay.
I'm all ears, and we're also recording, so it will stay.
Thank you, Simon,
The
and
floor is
and
yours.
and, and thank you for thank you for the invitation. Also, the honor to be the last one. I know it's been a long day looking at the program. I was attending some of the session myself this morning. Well, my morning, and it's interesting for me. It's kind of inspirational to see how much is going on. And I met some of you probably last month also in Kigali during the off-grid expo organized by Gogla, where yes, of course, it was about off-grid solar, but at the end there is a lot of connection anyway with e-waste management, battery management. And I think when I look back, 5, 6, 10 years ago, uh, I really see how across the continent we have done so much progresses. I remember the first time I met Tom Musili was back in 2011 in Ghana. And then, of course, the first time I visited your operation probably was a couple of years later. What I really see in the last few years, we got faster pace, and that's probably what we need. And I saw I saw earlier we had Juma from the Communication Authority of Kenya. We also have a few other representatives from governments. I think what we see right now in Africa is the pace of entrepreneur, of passionate persons like yourself and many others we have here is going faster than our governments. I would say our government because sometimes you have the same situation here in Europe. If you look back 10 years and we look at the report how to solve the e-waste issue across Africa or other countries as well, but again, pretty much the case for Europe, East Europe, we were quite clear in what we needed. We needed a legal framework, so mandatory legal obligation to address responsibility of the supply chain, and I'm pretty sure Pascal spoke about that in his intervention. We had to integrate informal sector. We had to develop local recycling infrastructure in particular, maybe integrate informal collection. We had a clear action plan. Now, if we look in the last 5-6 years, we haven't seen many government moving forward and publishing adopted legislation. Probably we had Ghana, we had Nigeria, Kenya is still work in progress. We had Rwanda that moved quite fast, and we know that a lot of countries are in that process. And for me, that process is slow. It's too slow for what we need. But at the same time, we saw so many initiative recyclers starting operation, trying to do what they can do best with the means they have. And that's for me, it's inspirational and it's giving me the confidence that we are on the right track. Of course, there is still gaps that we need to close, in particular when it comes to having better operations, facilitate the access to international market for those fractions where we know we don't have processing capacity in Africa. Think about lithium batteries, think about other complex fractions. But there are a lot of persons, a lot of entrepreneurs, even younger generation. They want to start their business in waste management, in circular economy, recycling, repurposing products. And so I'm really confident that in the last 3 to 4 years, a lot more will happen. So if I look back, the first time I attended I think it was the first Pan-Africa e-waste conference. It was back in 2012 in Nairobi at UNEP headquarters at that time was called, and it was massive, and it was so much to be done. And when I look now, I think we are much closer to the solution that we were 10 years ago. And I think the pace we are working and running now, it's really, really important. We know in Kenya now there is the private sector took the initiative to implement, set up the PRO for electronic waste in the off-grid solar sector, even before we have the legislation fully approved. So no, those elements give me the hope, give me the passion, give the confidence, and also boost my morale, to be honest. So I really like and welcome this kind of initiative that you now put in place. I think this is a second edition, because it's so nice to see people sharing advancement experiences, maybe even difficulties, and I'm pretty sure people are happy to cooperate. I've seen a lot of cooperation even between recyclers that are potentially competitors, but we are all facing the same challenges, and there are challenges that are better solved together. So that's my message. That's what I wanted to share. That's at least my very personal vision. I'm more than happy to be challenged. I'm more than happy to get kind of someone saying, "Oh, that's true," or even, "Yes, I agree." That's what I wanted to share, and I really hope that next year in the next edition we'll have even more success cases to celebrate. I have few in mind that I'm not mentioning now because I don't want to jinx them. But I'm really sure, I'm confident that we will see more. And as I said in the beginning, I think the private sector, entrepreneur industries at the moment are doing better than governments. So it should be also a wake-up call for governments in most of the countries. We need them to publish law. We need them to support the entrepreneurs, the private sector. Let's go there. Let's ask for what we need as a sector, as practitioner, if you like, because we cannot do everything on our own. But let's consider, let's celebrate. We are close to Christmas. Let's celebrate the success that we achieved this year, because there are many across Africa, many new companies, waste to be collected, new experiences, new startups. So that's my message. I'm positive. I'm always optimistic as a person. So that's what I wanted to share with you. And I'm stop here because I know it's late in East Africa already, and maybe there is someone that is joining from even more eastern region. So I don't want to be too long, and I pass the ball back to you, Simon, and or anyone from the WEEE Center.
Thank you so much, Federico. Wonderful summary to hear, and also ending on such a positive note. You have been in this industry for a very long time, like said, and really seen the development. And as much as we obviously have lots still to go, but like you said, it feels like it's been slow, and driven by private sector initiatives. And then now, hopefully, we're coming to this where the exponential effect is going to happen. So when you and I and all the rest are sitting here in 3 years' time, we shall be definitely somewhere else than where we are today. But already today, we have lots to celebrate. So I love that message. Thank you. And I didn't even introduce you properly.
Don't worry. I think looking at I have the privilege. My first time in Africa was 2011 when we started with my colleague Wesley to incubate the idea of the e-waste academy. And in the last 15 or more years, I have the privilege to meet so many of the persons that now are connected today, and it's always so nice to see, scroll through names, and always you associate to name a story. can be a nice one, can be an adventure. It's nice. So I'm happy. I feel privileged to have the chance to meet sometimes even on the ground in your own country. So many of you. And if you don't know me, feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to have a chat. Federico Magalin. You can Google me. I'm sure you will end up on, if you Google my name and e-waste, you will definitely end up on the right one. And it's really nice.
That's also very generous of you. Thank you. Yeah, but nevertheless, I need to mention that you work now for DSS Plus, both UK and Italy. You've been for the longest time with Sophie's, but I think Sophie's are they got bought up, or I'm not sure about the but anyway.
Yes, we have been acquired by the DSS. At that time, it was called DuPont Sustainable Solution. We are still the same. We still do a lot of activity around waste management, e-waste in particular. So, and if we can help you and anyone on the call to achieve impact, really feel free to reach out. Anything we can do to help you, sharing information, sharing documents, sharing any data we have available, I'm more than happy to share for free with anyone. So yes, we are a consulting company, but above all, we are passionate people that want to help industry to achieve impact. So anything we can do in this respect, it's really feel free to reach out.
Thank you so much. So with those positive remarks and also promises of future collaborative efforts, I would like to, on behalf of the whole of WEEE Center, to thank you all for following along these 2 days of very intensive discussions, everything from details of legislation through capacity building and training in the industry, the needs of knowledge on how to operate e-waste management from collection to inventory and dismantling. And then we have also gone into the good examples of reuse industry, which is also a lot of technical issues, how we can actually amplify that through digital tools. And also, Federico, you need to mute yourself. Thank you. And then also pick out more spare parts from the electronics that we have and actually reuse them again, rather, which brings us into livelihood and the opportunities of that, where we see that manual dismantling many times are much more circular, basically promoting the circularity where we can take care of the components in a better way. We just need to enter the value chains with these circular solutions. And then we have also talked about and had some proof of concepts where private sector, how they engage in not only e-waste and those kind of issues, but also social sustainability and climate change. That kind of accountability is so important, and we see it coming on stronger. Also doing their own reporting structures, and this is now a selling point, going beyond the small CSR projects one might have had some 10 years ago. So that is really, really great. The same with green procurement, sustainable electronics, to start looking at how were they produced, from where are they coming, how can we get refurbished items, which are also many times much more beneficial economically. And now my electricity is out in my computer. So today we have talked about the technology, urban mining, different fractions and problematic fractions and technologies to take care of these, emerging, some of them lended from other parts of the world where they already exist, and some of them emerging in a different way down here in the African context, which is also the way we need to do with the awareness creation, where we need to conceptualize for the African context. And I'm so grateful for everyone. So, Asante Nisana, thank you so much. Merci beaucoup. Have a good evening, everyone, and welcome again next year. We haven't set a date, but I would guess August, September is better than November, because everybody seems to have everything on. So, thanks a lot. Take care. See you out there and reach out. The what? No, sorry. Of course. And my team. Look at this. Here we are in the dark. Wonderful job done, and putting up with me and being so stressed and very